into the oh shit. It's always a good start. Hello! Oh my goodness, hi. What's up? What's up, dude? What's up, man? Can you guys see me okay? Am I too dark? Am I too freaking dark? Greetings, Mr. Lotus! Oh gosh. LJL, what's up, dude? Not gonna lie, I kind of forgot it was Friday. It's Friday, baby! What's up, man? Cam's good. Nah, you looking splendid, my friend. Oh my god, dude. There's too many compliments coming in. There's too many compliments coming in. I am gonna let a couple people pull in here while I take a couple bites of my chicon Alfredo here. I got a chicken Alfredo, and it's calling daddy's name. I almost just used a really gross spoon from earlier today. That would have been... Oh, no! This is going to shit. My pasta eating experience is going to shit right now. Let me see what we got here. Sup, man? Cam's good. Nah, you looking splendid, my friend. Did you cook at the Edge of Eternity pre-release? I didn't play in the Edge of Eternity pre-release. That's one I had to miss, which I'm kind of a little, I got a little chip on my shoulder, but that's okay. But what we're gonna do instead is my LGS is having a Mystery Booster 2 draft this weekend, so I'm gonna go hit that up, and then probably pick up some Edge of Eternities while I'm there. I picked up a pack of Edge of Eternities, and I pulled the green enchantment that lets you draw a card when you put 1/1 counters on shit, and then I pulled the 1-drop, 1 white 2/1 that when it comes in, each opponent exiles a card and they can play it for 1 more, which I was pretty hype about. And out of my brother's pack, he pulled the Cosmodrone or Cosmonaut or whatever it is, the 2 and a white girl that when you play your second spell, you make 2 1/1s or you put a 1/1 counter on your whole board. And I really needed that for Arna, so I traded him the green card because he loves green shit. Because they were both around $10, and then I got the Cosmonaut girl, so I'm pretty happy with that. Need that in my Bristy deck. Terra Symbiosis. Yep, Terra Symbiosis. Yeah, I'm Bristly Bill. That's disgusting. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I was pumped. That's gonna be really good in Arna. I haven't gotten to use it yet, but it seems like it's gonna be fantastic. That's hot as hell. That's hot as hell. Ooh, boy, that's hot as hell, boy. Okay. Okay. So we're going to go first here with You're Toxic. I'm slipping under. Ernest Selch of the Third Sea. You got to love a good Britney Spears reference. And then, hold on. That was just a fat boy getting distracted by Chicken Alfredo. I'm like, and, yeah, Britney Spears shit. Hold on. I'm taking one more mammoth-sized bite of this, and then I'm taking a break, all right? And then we're getting to this. Forgive me. Forgive me for my Alfredo eating habits. Okay. Have you guys watched Happy Gilmore 2? Yep. I was just finishing up this morning. I watched like half of it last night. It was funny, dude. I liked it. It's kind of nice to watch like a kind of just a funny movie again, you know? What do we got? Boo, I know. Oh, that sounds dope. Need that in my Bruce Lee deck. Nice. Looking at any commanders from Edge of Eternities? Honestly, not really. Like, as shocking as it is, most sets will have at least like 1 or 2 that I really like. I love the cards for this set. Like, in the 99, I think all these cards are like actually really nice. Not really any commanders I'm looking at, though. Yeah, LOL. Felt like watching Marvel movie with all the cameos. 100%. Every other, like, thing was, like, a gravestone with a person's name, or, like, someone on a TV, or someone, like, referencing their own shit. I loved it. I was like, I actually had a fun time. You got to subvert your expectations a bit, but it's pretty nice. I'm happy we got more skeleton stuff with Zoo Ifit, but why is it not black green for the skeleton swarming? Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, I love Zoo Ifit for one of my decks. Hell yeah. All right. Let's get into this. So, we got deck number 1 for the night, which is You're Toxic. I'm slipping under the Britney Spears reference. And we got the commander is Emmett Selch of the 3rd Seat. And if you don't know what Emmett Selch does, he is 2, a blue and a black. I'm going to move this away from my mic. You might be picking up a little bit of what I'm putting down, and I'm not talking the good way. All right. 2, a black and a blue for a 3/4. Spells you cast from grave cost 2 less to cast. I really like that a lot. Whenever 1 or more opponents lose life, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Do this only once per turn. Damn, am I going to make an Emmett Selch deck? You're telling me Reanimator, but instants and sorceries? That could be a Reanimator deck I'm into. Oh, yes, the Dimir Tashiro Umezawa. Kinda Tashiro. I am pumped. I actually really like this guy a lot. Spells you cast from grave, this is going in Muldrotha. If you have a Muldrotha deck, that's definitely going in there. Okay, that's his commander. Strategy and theme. Poison counters, but no infect creatures. So we're going to be dealing with a lot of instants and sorceries that will put infect counters on stuff. And then a lot of instants and sorceries that proliferate, and I'm guessing creatures that proliferate. And you're going to proliferate those instants and sorcery infect dealers. Very interesting. Power level, optimize casual, win condition, give poison counters equally to opponents through spells, e.g. Infectious Inquiry. Then proliferate. Favorite interactions. Radstorm, that's fair. Damage, Radstorm again. That's fair. Emmett's trigger ignores timing restrictions like Atali, so reanimate instant speed when an opponent takes damage is cool. Emmett's trigger ignores timing restrictions like Atali, so reanimate instant speed when an opponent takes damage is cool. Oh, really? Whenever your opponent loses life, you may cast target sorcery. Oh. So you get to cast sorceries at instant speed too? When that triggers? Oh, that's really good. I like that a lot. What do you hope to get from this review? To get some new card recommendations, all right? So chat, you better buckle the fuck up, okay? Because this is where you come into play. Because my dumbass is going to finish the deck and be like, maybe a mnemonic deluge? Yeah, so you guys are going to have to come in clutch. What type of member are you? Thanks, by the way. Patreon member. I know there was already a thanks, by the way, but you get an additional thanks, okay? Thank you so much. Let me make sure I get the name right here. Emmett Selch. Oh, Suits! This is Nita Fourth. What's up, my guy? Nita Fourth, dude. He's always got cool decks. I like his decks a lot. I need you to submit your Rafine deck. Because that sounded hella interesting to me when you submitted, or when you talked to me about that on Discord. Okay. So, we get Emmett Selch. We get the rundown of the deck. Let's see if there's any tags. There are tags! Oh my gosh. The best. The best. When you guys add tags. The best. Okay. So, board wipes. 1 Toxic Deluge. You might say, buddy, you need to run more board wipes. Do you really? Do you really, when you can just cast Toxic Deluge another time with Emmett whenever any opponent takes damage? That is such an incredible trigger. I'm actually going to build this deck. Dimir is my favorite 2-color combo. I've been searching, you guys know, since the Ancient one for a good Dimir commander that I want to run. I think this guy might be it. The fact that you just told me that the timing restrictions don't apply, I'm a huge fan of this. Yeah, I'm hitting up the shop tomorrow. I'm picking one of these up. Dafster. Let me see chat really quick. Kind of tertiary. Dude, that's sick. It is really good. That's gnarly. Always gotta love commanders with unique rules interactions. I kind of feel bad because my deck is really boring and simple compared to this. 1 mana board wipe. Holy. Yeah, 100%. With Emmett, it's literally cost 1 mana as well because spells you cast from the graveyard cost 1. So not only is this 2 Toxic Deluges, the second one is 1 black mana. Yeah. Insane. We also run Windfall. I've been throwing Windfall on like all my blue decks. I love that card. Most of the time, I just like am such an aggressive player that most of my turns end up being like spell, Windfall when I have like 2 cards and someone else has 6. It just feels so good. Card draw, we got Baleful Strix, Consider, Dire Sight, Factor Fiction. I love Factor Fiction. Preordained, Ledger Shredder is fantastic. So is Factor Fiction because they both send a graveyard. Gyre, Reach, Sanitarium. Each player draws a card, then discards a card. Ooh, I need one of these. How am I supposed to save this? It's in such a weird spot, I can't save it. Copy card name. Hold up. Hang on, giddy up. Hang on, giddy up, get down, gold up. Hold on, I'm always worried that I'm gonna, like, DDoS somebody, dude. I don't think it's ever gonna actually happen, because I don't know why it would happen, but I could just see the one time I don't do that, and then click, it's like, here's your address and social security number, and I'm like, oh my god, yep, well, there we go. Forgot I had my bank tab open, my bad. I need to save one of these. So it is now saved. Let's go back to the deck. Okay. That's really good. I like that card a lot. Frantic Search. Draw 2 cards, discard up to 2 cards. Again, very good because we're trying to put stuff in graveyard anyway. Thought Scour. Target player mills 2, draw a card, Windfall. So again, lots of good ways to put stuff in graveyard with our mill, which makes sense because we're trying to put a bunch of instants and sorceries in our graveyard. Also, the instants and sorceries themselves get put into our graveyard, so you get to Windfall, and then you have a Windfall in your graveyard for 1 blue, that when anyone takes damage, you're just like, I'll Windfall again, and make you dump your hand again. I don't care about dumping my hand, because I just fill my graveyard with instants and sorceries. I cannot tell you how much I'm going to build this deck. I'm going to build this deck hard, and I'm going to take a lot of inspiration from this. Graveyard Hate. When Bogart Taller enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard, and Bojuka Bog, of course. Interaction and offer you can't refuse, and Sink into Stupor, 2 of my favorites. For self-mill, we've got Stitcher Supplier, Thought Scour, Ripples of Undeath, one of my favorite, and Breach the Multiverse for more of an end-game self-mill card. Always gotta love Commanders. The Ancient One is such a throwback. You're right, dude. I was like, I found it! It's my favorite thing ever! And then, quickly became a lot of people's hype card, and then I was like, I don't like it anymore. I don't know. That's such a bad thing that I do. Like with Saruman, I saw one video, one short of a guy being like, have you thought about doing a Saruman secret commander? And I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't know why I do that. This is still hot as shit. I'm gonna let that chill. That's hot as hell. So, every time I get a taste of that Alfredo, I go, I'm like, so good. Okay. Protection. This spell can't be countered. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. Ooh! Ooh, because that works with the... Because instants and sorceries is just casting... Or flashbacks just casting from grave, so that'll make that cost 2 less as well. Yikers, that's really good. Ramp, we've got Arcane Signet, Dimir Signet, Felwar Stone, Talisman, and Dark Ritual. Maybe a little bit more ramp. Recursion, we've already done these. Mystic Sanctuary is fantastic. That's actually another one that I need to pick up when I hit up the shop tomorrow. I'm just gonna, like, pick up all the cards I've been wanting to pick up, you know? There's just so many, like, small cards like this that I'm like, I want to pick one of those up, and then I never do it. I'm just gonna, like, save them and just actually, like, send myself an email and just head up to the shop and actually pick these up. I'm also going to buy a box of One Piece because I've been having a blast with that. So, even if you guys aren't into the anime, I very much suggest the card game. It's very, very fun. It's a nice palate cleanser from Magic, like, because they're very quick games. It's still kind of a Commander-y format because you have, like, leaders and then your deck's based around your leader. The games are way more fast, though. They're like 15-minute games, maybe, instead of, you know, hour. So getting those out is actually pretty nice. I played a little bit on stream the other day. Vona's Hunger, 2 and a black, Ascend. If you have, I think it's 7, right? Oh, 10. 10 or more permanents, you get the City's Blessing. Each opponent sacks a creature. If you have the City's Blessing, instead each opponent sacrifices half their creatures. Vona's Hunger is another one I'm probably going to pick up. Cryptolith Fragment, 3 for an artifact. This artifact enters tapped. Add 1 mana of a color. Do you have that on your mana ramp? Oh, my bad. The tags just aren't fully added. This we keep running into this problem. That's my bad. So more mana ramp. Untagged creatures. We got Fate Unraveler, which is going to be good card draw when our creatures die. Flux Channeler will be able to proliferate those poison counters. We haven't gotten to the poison counters yet, but they will be here. Murmuring Mystic is going to make us 1/1 birds with flying, which I'm sure there are... Let me check. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, I'm sure there's like a Phyresis in here, but I forgot it that he said no combat infect, which is really interesting. I like that a lot, though. Prodigal Sorcerer is going to be a pinger for 2 and a blue. You gotta love that. Rug of Smothering is actually fantastic. Whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 1 life for each spell they've cast this turn. Rug of Smothering is another one that I might pick up just because I really like that. My playgroup runs really low CMC decks. Scrawling Taller pings people when they draw. Suit Imp. Ooh, flying. Whenever a player plays a non-black spell, that player loses 1. So we've got a little bit of like a group slug like sub theme going on here where we're trying to like ping people for making game actions. That's interesting. One Piece hype. Grayson Yones, dude. I was just talking to my brother about you. I was so hype last night when you or 2 nights ago, whenever we went live. I was so hyped that you played, and then so further hyped that you played Bello Betty. I was so pumped. I was literally like, what are the odds that one of my boys plays this game and then also plays the same deck? That is so hype. So, Bello Betty. I put in the Honesty Impacts. Because I was versing a buggy deck like 3 times in a row last night, and I got smoked. And then the buggy player's like, yeah, this is your worst matchup. Do you run Honesty Impacts? And I was like, I actually pulled 2 Honesty Impacts out of the packs I bought the other day. Should I run them? And he's like, that's normally what people run to stop buggy. And I was like, of course, I need to put those in there. So, I run the 5-drop yellow Sabo now, and I run Honesty Impacts. And I've been loving it. I've been loving it. Talrand will give us 2/2s off instants and sorceries. Again, we have like a sub-theme of like instants and sorcery payoffs, which makes sense. Like, because you're going to be playing them twice, each one. Shoe Buggy is gross, so we got to run it now. I love the Wii. Us Bello Betty players gotta run that shit now, dude. I miss this. You know what I mean? This is why I've been playing One Piece. I'm going to get real. I love Magic more than anything that's ever existed. Magic has like saved my life. Magic has made me a happier person. Magic has created a source of income for me. I love Magic. It's my favorite game. It's the best thing. I don't think there's anything that could really happen that would take me out of it. Transformers would have been it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care, dude. I'm like, little 7-year-old me would have been hype about Transformers. So little old jaded me can't really judge it too much. One Piece has been incredibly fun to attack and approach in a more like spiky competitive way that like I just don't like doing with Magic. I don't like playing Magic competitive. I like playing Magic more fun, unique. One Piece is so fresh and so new that like even the good decks, everyone's version is different because they're like, I actually run 2 of these because of this matchup. And then another guy's like, well, I don't run that matchup too often, so I run 2 of these actually. It's so interesting, and it reminds me of when I first got into Magic and I was really into competitive Standard. That's like how I first started playing. Then I got into Commander, and I was like, building more creative decks is so much more fulfilling in Magic. Being more spiky and competitive in One Piece, I've been loving it. Like, I like playing some of the most, like, I've been looking up some of the, like, most played decks and just, like, copying them to clipboard and then putting them in the app and just playing them. And I've been like, oh, this is fun. Like, I love this. Just because, like, I still get to be creative because, like, there's, like, 1 or 2 cards in every deck that people are, like, 50-50 on. So like you can have a little wiggle room to like customize these top decks, which I think is so cool. Like my Bello Betty deck doesn't run the big drop Sabo. It runs the 8-drop dragon that has like haste. And that's been performing great. And a lot of lists don't run that in Bello Betty. So like it's really interesting. I couldn't recommend it enough. It's incredibly easy to get into. I'm probably gonna make a video about it, like what Magic could learn from One Piece and what One Piece could learn from Magic. I think that'd be a cool video. My 2 games I've been into lately. One thing One Piece does fantastic, and again, we're gonna get back to the deck, so I'm sorry if I'm yapping too much about One Piece. One thing they do fantastic is they make it so easily obtainable for a new player to start playing. So, a starter deck. Those are huge air quotes because the starter decks are fantastic in One Piece. They're very powerful. You can literally, I watched a video, a guy goes to a tournament with starter decks and goes like, I think it was like 3-4 or like 4-3 or something like that. And it's like for a starter deck at a competition where, again, it's really low budget to get into the most powerful decks anyway. The fact that it performed is crazy. They're $15 to get a starter deck. It's got your whole deck. It's got your leader. Those leaders are going to be legal for a very long time. Tons of synergy, deck exclusive cards that only come in those precons, so even the professionals buy those precons because they have such good like packages in them. And it also comes with a booster pack that are normally like $4 to $5. $15 for all of that. Is insane. And it's got like an MSRP, so like stores can't change it when they get shipped out. Like it's hard 15. If you find it in public somewhere, it'll be $15. So me and my brother spent $30, picked up 2 decks, 2 booster packs, pulled a ton of fire out of those packs, had 2 really fun decks to play that had tons of synergy. It's insane. Like Magic could definitely learn from that, because there is a ton of sealed product that is useless in Magic, and like they market it as if it could be useful. OP competitively is so vast when it comes to decent decks, dude. That's what I've been learning. Like when I watch people, do you watch Koi Lectables by chance, Grayson? She like goes to One Piece tournaments and stuff. I've been watching her, and she plays a little like off meta decks and ends up performing like decently at like all the tournaments. And like all the decks that I look up are people being like, yeah, I built this off meta deck, and it's like literally 7-0 at this pre-release, because it just like was good against the other decks. Like the meta is so cool in that game. It's always shifting, and you're just like, yeah, whatever you think would work in this meta, try it. Like I think that's so cool. Hell yeah. You know, it's sounding a lot like Pauper. Ooh, tons of competitive decks, easy to learn, low cost to enter. It's Pauper. Off meta decks is my jam. That's actually really, really interesting, LGL. That would be a cool angle to take the video. Is like what normal Magic could learn from Pauper. You know what I mean? Like that could just be a series where like what Magic could learn from blank. That would actually be a really interesting series. Like what Magic could learn from Fallout. What Magic could learn from Star Trek. What Magic could learn, you know, all this, like anything that I'm into. You could just like fill in the blank. That'd be super interesting, actually. Off meta decks is my jam. Purple Katakuri makes my heart warm. My cousin, so if you could suggest a fun deck, my cousin is thinking about building Katakuri. He's thinking about building King, and he's thinking about building what's her name? She's the girl that runs the bar with Rayleigh. Oh, I can't believe I can't remember her name. She's a girl that, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Which one of those do you think you'd like the most? He liked playing Bonnie a lot. He liked playing mono green Bonnie a lot, if that gives you like reference for like what he likes doing. Yeah, for real. What Magic could learn from Games Workshop? Every Magic product should be at least $40. Very true. Based and true. Ridiculous prices over there. Ooh, Julian. She's super fun. You play One Piece, my guy? Hell yeah. I'm super pumped about that. Such a fun game, man. Can't suggest it enough. Okay, so untagged creatures. We were at Vohar. Vohar Vidalian Dissector. Sorry if I keep popping off on those chats, by the way. If you guys like... And seriously, do not feel bad at all. Like, because the Friday night deck reviews are about reviewing decks. So, like, if I start talking too much, let me know. I will go back to the deck. Vohar is a black and a blue for a 1/2. You can tap it to draw a card, discard a card. In this deck, we love discarding. If you discarded an instant or sorcery card this way, ooh, each opponent loses 2 and you gain 1. Great. Pay 2, sack it. You may cast an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If the spell will be put into your graveyard, exile it. That's fantastic in here. That might be pretty good in Taval. Just to fill my... I guess it's not... Oh, it doesn't matter, though. That'd be pretty good in Taval. I actually like that. I like this deck, man. I'm definitely going to build this guy. This is such a me build. I love it. Underworld Dreams, 3 black. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Have you considered running the... Whenever you discard a card, do blank guy? Whenever you discard type creature. I'm sure you guys are going to pop up in the chat with it before I find it anyway. Bone Miser. Boom. I'm just too quick for you guys. What can I say? Oh, wow. Vohar is perfect for Emmett. It really is. Okay, so let me see here. Purple Kata is a unique fortress / ramp deck that is green at making it into the late game. That is great at making it into the late game. Ooh. I'm going to send that to my cousin, because that sounds exactly like what he likes doing. He literally was saying that he loves like ramping Dawn. That's like one thing that he loves doing. So Purple Katakuri, and he loves Katakuri. So Purple Kata actually might be his deck. These prices making me sell a kidney to play. Oh, 100%. This is a very pricey deck. It's super fun, though. Monument of Endurance. What the hell going on? Oh, Monument to Endurance. Whenever you discard a card, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Draw a card, create a treasure token. Each opponent loses 3. Yikey dikes, that's good. Yeah, Monument of Endurance needs to be put in here immediately. I think Bone Miser would be very good as well. Whenever you discard a card, if you discarded a creature card, create a 2/2. When you discard a land card, add 2 black. Whenever you discard a non-creature, non-land card, draw a card. So in this deck, it's just going to be whenever we discard an instant or sorcery, we draw a card. Yeah, that seems fine in here. Underworld Dreams, whenever an opponent draws a card, it deals 1 damage to that player. Again, like a little sub-theme of Group Slug, which I think is really interesting in this list because with the amount of like small incremental damage, small creatures, small like whittle spells getting played, it feels like you can utilize that to get people low enough that you can just bring home the game with like you said, the rad counters, or bring home the game with just infect because like the damage doesn't matter in the first place. So that's actually really cool. Curtain Call. 5 and a black for an instant. Undaunted if the spell costs... Or wait, this spell costs 1 less for each opponent, so it is a 3-drop. Destroy 2 target creatures? Yes. Black Fog. Removal. Experimental Augury is just card draw that proliferates. Fel the Profane. Removal. Forbidden Alchemy card draw that lets us get stuff in the grave. Infernal Grasp is removal. Otherworldly Gaze lets us get stuff in the graveyard. Prologue to Pheresis. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Draw a card. That's exactly what we want to do in this deck. 3 and a blue to Storm and then Proliferate. That's insane in this deck. I could see that easily winning you games with the poison counters. Reign of Filth. Each land you control has sacrificed this land. Add 1 black to your mana pool until end of turn. That could definitely help you win a game if you need mana on like 1 turn. Let me see here. If you want, I'll DM you the list of my Kata deck. Oh, please DM me the Kata deck. I'll send that over to my cousin. Hell yeah, please do. Also, does he have the other Emmett? I didn't see the other Emmett in here. Let me check him out. Oh, this one? This guy's so expensive. Oh, no, he's not. He's $4. 1 a black and a blue, 2/4 vigilance. When he enters the battlefield, draw a card, discard a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 14 more cards in your graveyard, flip them over. Vigilance, during your turn, you may play cards from your graveyard. If a card or token will be put in your graveyard, exile it. Yeah, that's definite. The other Emmett definitely needs to go in there. That is perfect. Rewind, some good counterspell. Saw in Half will let you destroy something and make 2 copies of it. I love me some Saw in Half. What are we utilizing Saw in Half on? Probably like a Scrawling Taller, like Fate Unraveler. Or like any of our engines, honestly. That seems fine. Removal, card draw, and discard. Removal. And this one gets a poison counter, right? Yeah, it gets a poison counter. Each person sacks a creature and gets a poison counter. That's great. Lands. Let me see if there's anything of note here. Nothing that's like critiqued towards the poison theme. Just a good land base. Bubbling Muck until end. Maybe a Karn's Bastion needs to go in here as well. Just a land that proliferates for 4. I think that'd be good in here as well. If you don't have it. If I didn't just miss it. Untagged sorceries, we got Bubbling Muck. Call to Mind. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. So Call to Mind is 1 blue to do that with Emmett. Yikers. That's really... Then you just return, like, Counterspell. And then you just have tons of counter... Emmett is so good, dude. Ugh. Gitaxian Probe, Infectious Inquiry. Each opponent gets a poison counter. See the Truth. Draw 3 when you cast it from grave. Really good. Phyresis Outbreak. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Then each creature you control gets a... Each creature your opponents control get a 1/1 until end of turn. For each poison counter its controller has. Yikes. Inspiration from Beyond. Mill 3 cards, return against their sorcery. Draw cards, opponent's discard. And then Tezzer's Gambit is card draw with Proliferate built in. And then we already looked at Ripples. Love this. Can't specify that enough. Absolutely love this build. Like, I'm going to be building... Let me try to line myself up here. Let me really try to show you how serious I am here, alright? I'm going to build. I'm gonna build this. Sorry. Sorry. This is awesome. I love this build. I'm gonna make my own little tweaks, but I like this. Again, chat, do your thing. What do we think would work really good in here? All right, we already got some suggestion, but let's get some more going. Let's get some more going. You could make everyone mad and run smallpox. Ooh. Oh yeah. Small box. We'll ignore that one. 2 black, each opponent loses 1 life, discards a card, sacks a creature, sacks a land, and then you can get that back from your graveyard. That is a very annoying one you could do. I think instants and sorceries with transmute could have a hive. Oh, to find the could have a home to find the infect cards. That's actually really, really true. Transmute. Oh, didn't mean to do that. That's actually really true because the infect cards. Let's go back really quick. Let me see. That's actually a very good point. So what gives infect, like, to opponents in here? Let's see the mana cost of those. Because there's only, like, a few cards that do it. Which is fine, because it seems like you're digging through your deck quick enough that that doesn't really matter. The amount of those doesn't matter. That proliferates. Everyone gets a poison. That's 1. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 cards, and it's a 3-drop, a 3-drop, a 3-drop, and a 2-drop. Hold on a second. 3-drop transmute seems very useful. Yeah, Clutch into Undercity, transmute for 3, lets you tutor up all your things. It also lets you return a permanent to its owner's hand, and its controller loses 3, so decent removal. Transmutes up all your infect stuff. That's actually really nice. Oh, wait. This card's mana cost. We need a 3-drop. Draft of Phantasms. That's not an instant sorcery. We need a 3. Okay, there we go. Dimir Machinations. Look at the top 3 cards of target player's library. Remove any number of those cards from the game, then put the rest back in any order. Transmute, so you get to set any if anyone tutors, especially since your commander lets you cast sorceries at instant speed. Someone tutors, takes damage. You go, I'm going to Dimir Machinations. Exile your top 3 so you don't get that tutor anymore. It also transmutes so you can search up some of your infect counter stuff. That's actually really nice. And then Perplex, counter target spell unless its controller discards a card, transmute for 3. I think those two would be really good runs. Perplex and Dimir Machinations. Those would be great. Home. It's really niche and not good enough, but Notorious Throng is interesting in the deck to play during the opponent's turn from grave. Notorious Throng is literally becoming one of my favorite cards ever printed. I love this card. I run this in my Arna deck, and it is such a banger card, dude. The fact that you can play it at instant speed is actually insane. And it's the amount of damage your opponents took. I think this actually works really good in the, what's this guy's name? Emmett? In the Emmett deck. I actually think this works great. Because then it goes back to graveyard, and, like, is Emmett a rogue? He's a wizard. Do you have any rogues in here? Let's see. Because if you've even got 1. No rogues in here. That's okay. It is an interesting one. I love Notorious Throng. That's like one of my favorite cards in the world. As Foretold seems wild with this deck. There's enough proliferate and pump counters up quick, and it'll let you cast 4 things for free each cycle. Oh, yeah. As Foretold is actually great. 2 and a blue at the beginning of your upkeep. Put a time counter on it. Once during your turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the cost for a spell with mana value X or less, where X is the number of counters on As Foretold. Yeah, with all the proliferate, you can get this thing up to an insane amount of counters quick. Then you're getting to cast all your instants and sorceries for free the first time, and then for 2 less the second time. Actually, you're casting them from grave a lot of the time, so you can still cast them for free on the next turn. That's really good in there. That's actually gross. If you want to be a little pub stomper, you could run extra turn spells. That's fair. I hate those, so I totally understand someone not wanting to run those. Like, I don't think I've came across anything in Magic besides burgeoning. I hate burgeoning. That annoys me more than taking extra turns. Just like sitting there and staring at someone for like 2-3 turns worth of gameplay is just like, dude, like, this is the worst. I hate it. I don't run them just because I cannot stand that, dude. Is there enough proliferate astral cornucopia or everflowing chalice? Oh, I think everflowing chalice would be good in here. Because at worst, it's just going to be a 2-drop mana rock for 1. And then in this deck, you just keep proliferating it and just making it bigger and bigger. Yeah, everflowing seems great in here. Counterpoint is a really cool, I'm guessing, counterspell. Oh yeah, you brought this up before. This is a cool card. Counter target spell, you may cast a creature, instant, sorcery, or planeswalker spell from your graveyard with mana value less than or equal to that spell's mana value. Yeah, in this deck, this is a 3 mana counter spell that literally will let you chain it into something else because you can cast it out of graveyard with your commander for 2 less. That's nuts. This is going in my version for sure. Like 100%. That is insane. Because the deck could use more ramp, in my opinion. Same. I think it definitely could use more ramp. I think Everflowing's a great option in here. You could even go High Tide. Because there's a couple big mana spells in here. Making all your islands tap for double, and then being able to cast this from graveyard as well. Whenever anyone takes damage. That's really good. That's a ton of big mana spells. Being able to cast High Tide twice never seems bad. Also, I'm gonna go grab a drink really quick. I need one. Thank you guys for the support on the last video. You guys popped off on that. Super cool. I'll be back. I'm grabbing a drink. Hello. Any more cards? What's the nightmare that everyone throws in Coda's deck? That seems really good here. I don't know. I just don't know. Ancient Cellar Spawn? Ooh, yeah. Wait. Does Cellar Spawn make it only from exile? Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast it was less than its actual mana, the target opponent loses life equal to the difference. That's really good. A target opponent will just lose 2 whenever you cast an instant or sorcery in there. Love that. That's actually fire. Ancient Cellar Spawn? Just to know, if I subscribe, my deck will be reviewed today or in the next days. There's 16 people that have submitted decks that are Patreon or YouTube members, so we have to get through all those. Unfortunately, we've gotten through 4. One of them was a double submit. One of the links didn't work. The Heliod deck, if that's any of you guys watching, the link didn't work. So we're on deck like 8 and 9 right now. So if the next couple of Fridays we knock out 3 decks, we will be able to get to whoever submits probably in the next couple of weeks. If not that, definitely in the next few weeks. Does coffee quench thirst at all? I can't imagine it does, but it has water in it, so maybe it does. What's up, Riso? Salud. What's your little icon? Oh, it's a little sleepy anime girl. That's fair. Yorsum, how do I do a deck review submission again? If you are a Patreon or YouTube member, for as low as $1, you'll gain access. You can see on either the YouTube members page or the Patreon members page, there will be a this thing. There will be a Google submission form that you'll gain access to, and then you can fill out and then submit it to me, and we will review those decks. I'm also a little surprised Counter Squall isn't in the list. Counter Squall. This is the blue-black. Yeah, I remember this spell. It's from Conflux. Yeah, Conflux. Counter target non-creature spell, its controller loses 2 life. I mean, yeah. With all the pinging and, like, slow damage outside of the Infect strat, seems fine. Stock Up is a super good card. Stock Up. I don't know if I've ever seen that card. I don't think I have. Stock Up, 2 and a blue sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards, put 2 of them into your hand, the rest at the bottom of the library. This is a $10 card. Good lord. This card's $10. No, thank you. I mean, it's good, but like, no. Thanks, I'm a Patreon now. Now I get to choose the deck. Hey, thank you, Yorsum. I appreciate that. Standard staple. I mean, it must be for $10. Jeez. Counter Squall is goated, and so is the flavor text. Counter Squall. Each of the 23 winds of Esper is named and chronicled as every possible interaction with the flow of magic is exhaustively detailed. That's actually kind of cool. What the hell? Is that the only flavor text, or did they change it? Oh, there we go. The essence of every world, every spell, and every thought is power. Nothing else matters because nothing else exists. Those are both bangers. Those are both bangers. What the hell? Oh shit, I pulled 2 of these in Aether Drift. I better find them. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, out of like the 10 Aether Drift packs I got, I'm sure I got like 1 or 2. Shit. Probably just gave them back to the store. Dragon Wings. Why am I looking at random cards? That is not what we're doing. Any other suggestions for the Emmet deck? I like this deck, man. I'm definitely building Emmet. I'm sure there's a cool version of him, too. Oh, no, just a full art's pretty cool, though. You can see his full coat. You can see that full fur coat. Angel of Suffering might not be bad in here. 3 and 2 black, 5/3 flying. If damage would be dealt to you, prevent that damage and mill twice that many cards. That might not be bad. Angel of Suffering is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this card, actually. There's another Emmet card that does a very similar thing. I think we already... Yep. I thought we already pulled that up. The other Emmet. Yeah, we did the 3-drop. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, that definitely needs to go in there. That's insane. It's such a good card. It's actually busted. Yep. Lear is in there. I like it. I like it. Did anybody answer me on the coffee thing? I'm curious. I don't know if that's actually how it works. Okay. I think it's what we got. Wait, is this a deck review or a deck building for you? This is a deck review. But I am going to build this deck. The deck review for a commander that I had not taken enough appreciation for. No, it's a super good shout. It was the first thing I looked for when I pulled up the list. LOL. Add the red cabbage. Oh, yeah, fair. The Leonore or whatever is really good. What's her name? Lear. Lenore. What's that from? Lenore. Oh, King of the Hill. Lenore. Okay. We're going to move on to the Leonore deck. And as soon as we're gonna get into this in a few minutes. I'm gonna eat some more of this. I'm gonna chat. We're gonna chat for a little bit. We're gonna chat for a second. I'm gonna eat some more of this, and then we'll get into this deck. LJL, this is my deck. Hell yeah, LJL. About time. About time we get the LJL list in here. That was so gross. I don't know why I did that. I've had the driest throat all day. So I just popped in a cough drop, crunched the crap out of it, and then immediately ate this. Why would I do that? That was one of the grossest bites of anything I've ever taken. This is my deck. What you mean? I'm actually making a video about it. You're making a video, LJL? Like for a YouTube? I'm so excited. LJL, reach out, dude. I'd love to do some stuff. That'd be so cool. It might feel like it do be quenching it, but overall, it's doing less work than water. Oh, the coffee. Yeah, that's fair. Oh no, damn. Yeah, that was gross. That was like a fire in my esophagus. Where's my glasses? Wait, what? Was I wearing my glasses at the beginning of this? Hold on. I was wearing my glasses. What did I do with my glasses? Man. I probably took them downstairs, man. Damn it. Okay. We went to a antique show today. Check the VOD. Glasses ran away. How'd you change your Moxfield background? Because I'm big brain. I technically didn't. It is a on Streamlabs, you can add a filter that is Delta Keyer, and like Delta Keyers, you pick a color and then it drops that color and turns that color into a PNG so you can see through it. I just picked the background color for Moxfield and Scryfall, which is the same like gray on my computer. So it got rid of that gray, and then I just added a picture to the back as like the background, so then everything that was PNG just saw through to that picture. Yeah, it ended up looking really sick, and I feel like it makes the stream look way cooler. Okay, so I went to an antique show today, and I picked up those Lennon shades that you saw at the beginning of the stream. I don't know where they are now. I have to go find them. I probably took them downstairs. Little round shades. I've been looking for those like everywhere. I just like those shades. Those are the only ones that look like okay on me. And I finally found a pair that were nice, so I was like, I'm gonna pick those up. Got those, and then get this. We see pallets of Doritos. Okay? LJ, you saw this on Discord. There's at least like 60 to 80 bags of those gas station Doritos. Okay? Sriracha Doritos. Love those. How much do you think it was for one of these pallets? A whole pallet of like these 50 to 60 to There was a ton of bags. I'm going to say 50 plus bags of Doritos per pallet. Okay? How much do you think it was? $2. $2 for 60. I had to fight every fat boy urge in my body to not buy that. It was such a good. If I lived on my own, like if I lived by myself, I 100 no second questions would have bought that just to have something to eat. But since I'm living at my grandma's right now, I'm saving up some money. I'm like, okay, I can afford to walk away from these Doritos. Oh man, it took everything in me to not buy those Doritos, dude. It was such a good deal. It's insane. You bought the whole pallet. I didn't buy anything. I'm so proud of myself. I didn't buy shit. I could have dropped $10 and gotten like 1,000 bags of Doritos, which is insane to me. I was like, no, I can't do it. What I did do though, is there was a mom that had a booth and like she was selling 3D printed stuff that her son made, and I found some cool stuff. Let me show you. I found this. A little 3D printed Psyduck, and if you don't know, Psyduck is my favorite. So I was super stoked. It was like $2, little Psyduck for $2. I was like, hell yeah. And then a Gengar, a little Gengar, dude, for $2. That's fire. And then a Magic 3D deck box. It's got this little things. It's got like cracks on the side. Oh gosh, it's got like little like fake cracks on the side. Magic symbols. Pops open. She's like, my son says it fits a commander deck. I was like, awesome. Your son knew exactly the information I needed. So I picked that stuff up, and I was super, super fire and happy. Those were definitely $2 a bag, not per pallet. No, it 100%. Dude, I thought the same thing. There was a sign on it that said $2 per box. And then it said $5 per 5 boxes. And they were in boxes. I thought the same thing. Right next to it, there was the big-ass Lay's barbecue bag chips. You could get 10 of those big-ass bags for $3. So I was like, holy shit. They were like a month old. And I was like, Doritos are going to survive through a fucking apocalypse. So, I mean. That's a Homer Psyduck. A Homer Psyduck? It is. He does look like Homer. Like, Marge. He's in a little egg. I love Psyduck, dude. He's my little dude. Yo, that's awesome. Bro, that's not perfect. What do you mean, bro? What's not perfect? Bro? When are you making the Psyduck deck? Dude, I wish I could. I wish there was any kind of Psyduck deck I could make. I love Psyduck, dude. Hold on. Here's my Psyduck. Where are you at? Let me show the people. Oh, there you are. Yeah. Hello. Oh, gosh. Shit not is an autocorrect. Not snuck its way in there. Dude, that's not perfect. I'm like, what do you mean? My Psyduck's perfect. I love this big dude. He's one of... Oh! What did you get on you? What did you get on you, dude? It's annoying. Fucking fall beside my bed for one night and you get an armpit stain, dude. That's the face I'd be making too. That's the face I'd be making too if I had a big old armpit stain. So there's that. That was fun. Those are the things I got from that. That's my little show and tell. I had a couple other things I wanted to talk about that I thought were funny. What were they? Oh, I saw this video. It reminded me of me because it was so funny. There's it's a girl at like a museum, and she's putting her hands on this like pulse reader, like reads how fast her heart's beating, and then it beats a drum, like to that beat. And it's like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, that's cool. Top comment. Ooh, that's 98 BPMs. You got a heart issue. I'd get that checked out. The girl that made the video. Oh my god, are you serious? I'm making an appointment now. Girl below that. Do not listen to him. That is completely fine. 98's within the normal range. The girl, oh, phew. The other guy, still pretty high, though. I'm like, I found it so funny, like, as a hypochondriac, because I'm like, it's so annoying how, like, everyone on the internet's like, it's this for sure. And then you go to, like, any doctor, and it's like, no, why'd you think it was that? It's always made me laugh. And then that video, I was like, yeah, there we go. Oh, dude. Have you guys watched the Demon Hunters Netflix movie? Like the animated one? I'm almost through it. Don't spoil anything. I'm on the last, like, 30 minutes. Don't spoil anything. I'm like, I'm assuming the demons win and the whole world gets taken over. But it's, oh my god, it's great. It's fucking good. Didn't expect to like it as much as I do. I was like, this is a banger. They got banger songs. They got good animation, dude. It's crazy. Oh. Just double check Scryfall. Only one duck type creature, and it's a playtest card. Wow, really? Only one duck type creature? Wow. Personal Decoy is the only duck. Messed up, dude. There's some ducks in the art, though. Here's a little duck chilling. There's a duck in this? How is there a duck in this? Is one of them holding a duck? I don't see a duck, but maybe one of them's holding a duck. We got some duck art, not duck creatures, unfortunately. Huh, interesting. Okay. I'm a couple minutes behind, but you should make a deck inspired by Psyduck. Find a legend that fits the theme, like combat or ability-wise, then just make an alt-art Psyduck version. Oh, that's actually fair. I might do that. Flavor text. Of what? The decoy? Of the decoy duck? Flavor text of what? Also, I just saw the guys holding the cello backwards in that brainstorm art. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, he is. What's going on? That's weird. James would let his duck compose now and then. Oh, James would let his duck compose now and then, but never make the tea. Okay, I got what you're saying now. Took us a second. We got there. That card that didn't have a duck said duck. Of course. In the SLD art of Seven Dwarves, they're riding a duck. Oh yeah. That's a weird duck. I don't like that duck. I want my ducks to be cuter, dude. That's like a psycho duck. Psycho killer. Duck, 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 duck. Alright, I'm gonna finish this up. I got like 3 more bites. And then we're on to the deck, baby. Then we're on to the deck, baby. Bramble Familiar is one that I've been considering in Taval. Just taking out one of my other mana rocks for it. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. You're never gonna believe it. I forgot my cheesy bread, dude. Cold cheesy bread. Oh, what a shame. What an absolute shame. If you reload, I did add tags, but honestly, it's better to look through without them. Okay, I'll keep them off. Also, I gotta say about this deck. Also, I got a lot to say about this deck. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm gonna try not to fill up the chat too much. No, please feel free. It's your deck, my guy. Feel free. Makes me look like I got more going on. People watching the VOD will see that chat flying past. They'll be like, whoa, this guy's hot news. This guy's big stuff. Ah. There are a ton of cool interactions. Oh yeah, let me get to your little submission thing really quick. Here we are. Okay, so LGL in the chat. This is his deck. And he is a freaking beast on this channel, dude. He always checks in on the live streams. He's always commenting on videos first. He's a beast on this channel. I appreciate the hell out of him, so we're going to appreciate the hell out of this deck, okay? He submits his Leonore deck, a Selesnya budget value list. The strategy is 1/1 counters, humans, and Coven. And if you don't know what Coven is, it is an ability that will trigger during combat if you have 3 or more creatures with different power. Let me know if I got that right. Power level, casual. We love to see that. Win condition, grind in value and beat in face. That is my sum up of every deck I've ever built. So I'm going to go ahead and just save that and make a tattoo out of it on my arm because that is perfect. Favorite interactions. Leonore puts 1/1 counters on any creature every turn. By the way, I want to make this clear. I am fine with this. Submitting like this, like in-depth favorite interactions thing, do not feel bad at all. I love like seeing more in-depth stuff like this. So don't feel like you're overcrowding the chat, by the way, LGL, or anyone else watching. Don't feel like you're overcrowding the submission. Don't feel like any of that. Like the more information I can get, the better. It'll make me feel less like an idiot when I'm going through stuff. Leonore puts a 1/1 counter on any creature every turn. So there are a few ways that we can cheese this. Incubation Druid can immediately start making 3 mana. Devoted Druid can consistently get rid of the 1/1 counters. That's actually really, really a good point. This can also adjust the power of our creatures to maximize on Coven, which is the next part of the deck. Selvella, Eager Trailblazer, Celebrate of the Harvest, and Celestial Judgment don't have Coven, but also care about creatures with different powers. To maximize Coven, we also make Devoted Druid's power -1 and use Pendelhaven to buff up creatures for the turn. Ooh, love that. Pendelhaven's one of my favorite cards, man. If you don't know what Pendelhaven is, it is a awesome card. It's one of... Is that not how you spell it? Maybe I misspelled it. Oh, Pendle. I did misspell it. This was one of the first cards I'd ever pulled in the entire game, and it was this version of it, the Time Spiral. Super cool. You can give a 1/1 creature +1/+2 until end of turn by tapping it. So in this deck with Coven, where you want 3 creatures with different power, you can utilize this mana to adjust the power of one of your creatures until end of turn, so you can get the activation on Coven. I actually really like that a lot. I love Pendelhaven, so that's great. I run a lot of versions of staples that are often looked over but work better in this deck. Love that. Instead of Sun Titan, I run Redemption Choir. Instead of Eternal Witness, I run Evolutionary Witness. That's fair. Instead of Cultivate, I run Celebrate the Harvest. Also fair. The only one of those I haven't heard of is Redemption. Was it Redemption Choir? Redemption Choir. Also, did any of you guys watch that Demon Hunter on Netflix? That movie? The animated movie? I didn't see if anybody said anything. Definitely watch it. It's fantastic. It's actually very, very good. 2 and 2 white for a 3/3 lifelink. Whenever Redemption Choir enters the battlefield or attacks, if you control 3 or more creatures with different power, return... Whoa, it's just a 4-drop Sun Titan if you have Coven? Oh, that might go on a video. Love that. That's great. Redemption Choir is my favorite card from last year. It's insane. That's super good. It's funny because Sun Titan's probably one of my favorite cards ever printed. So a 4-drop Sun Titan. I'm, you know, what I wanted from this deck. A Firm Bracket 2, nothing more powerful. Not be any other generic Selesnya deck, but still run some good overlooked Selesnya cards. Budget. If you'll notice, in TCG Player, this deck is under $50. Nice. Esper Sentinel, Biophagus, and Generous Pup would be great includes, but are way too expensive in generic. Love to hear that. I hope there are a few cards you've never heard of in here. Check out considering a few cards that... Check out considering for a few cards that are either too expensive or I'm thinking about putting in. Also, Forgotten Harvest would be great in the deck, but I don't keep enough lands in my grave to make it work and don't want to run fetches. Very fair. What do you want to get from this review? To show off my deck and to get some new card recommendations. What type of member are you? A YouTube member. LJL is a freaking beast, dude. So, huge shout out to you, my guy. Okay. So let's get into Leonor. Leonor is 2 a green and a white for a 0/4 with Coven. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on up to 1 target creature. Then if you control 3 or more creatures with different power, draw a card. Leonor is great because you get a commander with built-in scaling, because she gives 1/1 counters to any creature on your combat, and built-in card draw, which, obviously, insane in commander. So, very good. So we're going to be utilizing the fact that she can adjust power levels on creatures to make sure her Coven is activated, as well as Covens on other cards stay activated by adjusting the powers with 1/1 counters. We're also going to be keeping a full hand with her draw ability and running plenty of other cards that also can adjust the power of our creatures to activate Coven and get a ton of value from said huge creatures, because we're buffing, and Coven activations. So, Collector's Cage, fantastic in this deck. Collector's Cage is one of my favorite cards that released last year. Was it last year or was it this year? Can't remember when Thunder Junction was. Loved this card. I pulled one of these in my pre-release. It did work. It was very good. 1 and a white for Hideaway 5, so you get to look at your top 5 and put a card face down and the rest at the bottom. Pay 1, tap it, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Then if you control 3 or more creatures with different power, you may play the Hideaway card without paying its mana cost. So again, this is pretty much just Coven to play a giant spell for free, and also has built-in 1/1 counter manipulation. This is probably, I haven't played the deck, I'm guessing one of the best cards in the deck. It is doing every single thing you want it to be doing. Loefensteimer, welcome to the Lotus Seeds. Thank you, my guy. I really appreciate that. Hell yeah. Submit your deck, baby. I just looked up the Demon Hunter thing. As someone who lives in Korea at the moment and is always dealing with at least one K-pop fan a week, this show looks like hell to me. LOL. It's so good, man. And I totally understand that. That's actually completely fair if you're dealing with it a lot. I've never engaged with that at all. The songs are a bop. The actual story is fantastic. Like, actually, I was like, oh my god, a good story. Thank God. Really good. Fantastic show. Or movie. I really liked it. Collector's Cage is absolutely amazing. Perfect flavor. Loefensteimer. Really appreciate you, my guy. Eurobroid is just good from the new set. I don't think I've seen that one. Oh, yeah. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control where X is this creature's power. Oh, it's an $11 card, though. We're going budget. We're going budget, baby. If this was my deck, I'd say, no, that's not what we're running in here. Okay. It is absolutely one of the best cards in this deck. Avzan Falconer will give all your creatures with a 1/1 counter flying, which will be really good with Leonor. Augur of Autumn, as long as you have the Coven, will let you play creatures from the top of your deck, which obviously very, very good. Avacyn's going to be good mana ramp. Basking's going to be good mana ramp. Beast Whisper's good card draw. Botanical, green and a white 0/0 trample, enters with 2 1/1 counters. Whenever 1 or more 1/1 counters... Ooh! Would be put on a permanent you control. If it's the first time a 1/1 counter has been put on that permanent, put a 1/1 counter on Botanical Brawler. That's really good for just adjusting powers in play. I love that. Bramble Familiar, again, is one card that I've been considering running in my Taval list. 1 and a green for a 2/2, tap for a green, pay 1 and a green, discard a card, return Bramble Familiar to your owner's hand. So then you'll be able to use the fetch quest for 5 and 2 green, mill 7 cards, put a creature, enchantment, or land into play from among them. I really like this card. It's just a mana rock. And then, like, if you have enough mana late game, you're just in the game's going long enough, you're just like, sure, I'll bounce it back and play something for free. Like, literally, why not? Bramble Familiar generally feels really good in the deck, I bet. Just here to chill tonight. Recently got into using less popular cards, so my decks are still a little bit too mainstream. Hey, Loefensteimer, don't feel too bad, my guy. It's a slow transition into the obscure lifestyle. Conclave Mentor, green and a white for a 2/2. If one or more 1/1 counters will be put on a creature you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on that creature instead. When it dies, you gain life equal to its power. Yeah, I'm just putting another additional thing. That's really good. Lae'zel's not that much, if I'm not mistaken. And she would be pretty good in here. Yeah, she's $1. She's $1. I thought she was way more, too. I picked her up for Arna and expected to drop like $10 on her, and then they were like, oh, she's $1. And I was like, what? She seems really good. If one or more counters would be put on a creature or planeswalker, that many plus one of those counters are put on that creature or planeswalker instead. That seems really good in there. Bramble Familiar, just here to chill tonight. Recently got bless you, says Sindus. Oh wow, I thought she was more. Same. That's why I didn't run her for the longest time. And then I was like, oh, she's $1. That's really good. Constable of the Realm, 5 and a white for a 3/3 with Renown 2. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on Constable of the Realm, exile one target non-land permanent until it leaves. Jeez. That's gross, actually. Love that. Contortionist Troop. X and a green for a 0/0 enters with X/1/1 counters. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 3 or more 1/1 counters on it, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. That's really good, too. You just get a second Leonor in play. Dauntless, really good protection. Dawnheart Wardens is a 3-drop 3/3 with Coven. At the beginning of your combat, if you have 3 or more creatures with different power, creatures you control get 1/0. Just a good anthem. Devoted Druid, as we said, you can put a -1/-1 counter on it to tap. You can tap it for a green, put a -1/-1, untap it, tap it for a green, use Leonor's ability to put a 1/1 counter on it, and then just kind of stack it up for a couple turns. And you can use Devoted Druid for like a big mana sink in this deck, which is sweet. Dusk Legion Duelist might be one of the best cards in this list, letting you draw a card every time a 1/1 counter is put on it. So with Leonor, you just get a guaranteed draw engine, and then the fact Leonor draws you a card, you're getting like 2 draw almost guaranteed each turn, which is incredibly good. Evolutionary Witness is fantastic. This is the one that he said that he doesn't run. It's he, by the way, right, LJL? I want to make sure I'm clarifying that. You get a 1/1 counter, and whenever it gets a 1/1 counter, did I get you? I did, but then I set it free. I'm like, whenever it gets a 1/1 counter, you get to return target permanent from your graveyard to your hand, which is actually really, really nice. Force Mage Advocate. Oh, we were just talking about this. You were just talking about this in chat the other day. Return target card from an opponent's graveyard to their hand. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. This is really good because it's a 1/1 counter engine for like tapping, which is really nice. Similar to the Cage card, Collector's Cage. But you can use this politically, too. Like, if an opponent has, like, a removal spell engraved and there's, like, a really big problem on someone else's board, you can be like, hey, can I advocate your removal spell back into your hand so then you can remove that big threat? Like, it's actually really, really useful. Yes, I use male pronouns. Okay. Evolutionary Witness is also a beast. Devoted Druid can also be negative power for Coven. Oh, true. True. I didn't even think about that. If you put enough -1/-1 counters on Devoted Druid, he will be like a minus something power, which will work towards Coven because that counts as a different power. Ooh, that's really cool. I actually like that. Hamza's one of my favorites. Hamza is so good, dude. Jeez, I built the Hamza deck way back in the day when I got back into this game after my like 6-year hiatus of not playing. I built the Hamza deck. That was an artifact deck, so you just put 1/1 counters on Hamza and then just spam artifacts into play for free. I took it apart. It was too annoying. I hit Hamza on turn 3 or 4 off Leonor. Ooh. Off to Collector's Cage. Ooh. And then you just start throwing 1/1 counters on it, and then, yeah, Leonor Hamza's insane in this deck. That's actually probably one of your best cards. That's insane. Huron Blade Elite is a mana ramp that gives 1/1 counters. Incubation Druid is, again, a mana ramp with 1/1 counters. Catilda can give all your humans the ability to tap for mana, as well as pay 6 to give 1/1 counters to your whole board. Kutsu will let you draw cards if stuff with bigger power than its base power deals damage. Lanalor, good mana ramp. Lorraine, good removal. Luminous Aspirant, good 1/1 counter engine. Mangara is becoming one of my favorite card draw cards to run. Manglehorde is good removal. Mikaeus is fantastic at flooding your board with 1/1 counters. Definitely run that. Orin Frostfang. Oh, it's only $6. It's actually dropped quite a bit. Really good card draw. Ornery Trumblewag, or Tumblewag. 2 and a green, 2/2 at the beginning of your combat. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That's really good with your Coven. Whenever Ornery Tumblewag attacks while saddled, double the number of 1/1 counters on target creature. Yeah, just even that first part, just being another counter engine, that's really good. Redemption Choir. Rip Spawn Hunter. 2 a green and a white, 4/4 at the beginning of your second main phase. If Rip Spawn Hunter is tapped, reveal the top X cards of your library where X is its power. That's actually really good here. Where am I at? Put any number of creatures and or vehicle cards with different power from among them into your hand. This is perfect in here. Rip's actually a really cool pickup for this. I like that. Rishkar is great. Scavenging Ooze, good removal. Selvala, 2 a green, white, 4/5 vigilance. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you get a 1. You make the mercenaries that can tap to give 1/0. That's actually really smart in Coven. Ooh, yeah, LJL. Shut your mouth, all right? Saying you don't got good ideas compared to other guys' ideas, you're undervaluing yourself, all right? Because the cards you suggest are always bangers, and, like, this is some big brain stuff. Running Selvala for the mercenary tokens to get the buff to activate your Coven, big brain, dude. That's awesome. Selvala is actually perfect in here. OG Selvala. Tap. Each player reveals the top card of their library. For each non-land card revealed this way, add a green. You gain 1 life. Then each player draws a card. Again, you can play a little bit of political. Just having a couple political pieces in your deck, I am slowly realizing, can literally win you like 30% more games. Like just being like, hey, can I help you out if you don't do this? Like turns into you winning a lot of games. Let me see what chat's saying here. Wish Obzon Hamza was legal in paper. Oh, that's true. Oh, Obzon Hamza's so cool. I just saw him the other day, and I literally had the same thought. He's so cool. I've been considering swapping Kutzel for the new one from Edge of Eternities that's similar. I don't know if I've seen the Edge of Eternities one. What's that called? Been trying to think up a deck for negative power, but I haven't found anything fun to do with it currently. That would be cool, a negative power deck. Yeah, how would you do that? Like, what would the... There should be a mechanic that benefits you for having a creature with negative power. You forgot the last line on the Mercenary Selvala. It's the best one. Oh, yeah, I got so hyped off the Mercenary thing. Tap, choose a color, add 1 mana of that color for each different power among creatures you control. Yeah, Selvala is, like, insane in this list. Are you kidding me? Halea Ascended Cadet. Oh... I think I saw her, and I need to put her in my deck. Oh, no. That's not who I saw. I saw the mono white girl that's 2 and a white. She's, like, in a spacecraft holding a spear. Maybe you might know what it is off that. Maybe not. 2 a green and 2 white, 3/3. When she attacks, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, or when she enters. So she's got Titan stats. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control with a 1/1 counter on them deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Yeah, I think that's better. Actually, running both might be an option. Just because card draw is always good for 1. For 2, you have a couple of effects like that Anthem card that will buff your creatures without counters, which will make Kutzel better in like very niche scenarios. Like in having both in play, drawing 2 cards when you're stuff, I feel like that's still not bad. Same character. Okay. Yep, this girl. Yeah. I need to pick one of her up immediately. I feel like she's going to go up in price. 50 cents for this seems insane to me. Maybe that's a personal opinion. This seems like a very good card. 2 and a white for a 3/3. Whenever Hylia or another creature or artifact you control enters, you gain 1 life. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card if you've gained 3 or more life. Just a card draw engine for playing 3 creatures. This is going in Arna so quick. I'm making tokens all the time. This is going to be like Benny Brax to Casia's Welcome and Hylia Guided by Light are like a 3-piece package that's going to go in like every small creature deck ever. It's so good. Cosmogrand Zenith is the one you're thinking of? Oh, Cosmogrand Zenith is the one I actually, my brother pulled out of the booster pack. I traded him if you put a 1/1 counter on something, draw a card enchantment. Because they were both like $10. I traded them that because I was like, I need the Cosmonaut in Arna immediately. It's so good. Okay, Sigarda. Flying trample. Humans you control get 1/1. Whenever Sigarda attacks, if you control 3 or more creatures with different power, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a human from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in any order. That's really good. I was gonna say you have like a human sub theme for sure. Like, so that's actually great. I love OG Sigarda, and she might just not be good anymore, but like I love how old OG Sigarda looks. This girl, you can't sacrifice permanence, flying hexproof. I love this card. OG Sigarda is one of my favorite cards ever made. She's just cool, man. I just like her. I just like her. She's just cool, man. 2 green and a white, 4/4 flying. Other permanents you control have hexproof. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast angel and human spells from the top. That's insanely good in here. Stalwart, Pathfinder, Coven. All your stuff gets indestructible. It's really good. Tadius Juniper Ascendant. 2 green, white, 1/3 reach. Has hexproof unless it's attacking. Whenever a creature you control with reach attacks, untap it. It can't be blocked by creatures with greater power this combat. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. This is like one of the only cards I've seen so far that I'm not the biggest fan of. Yes, Tauren's Fist of the Angels, fantastic. I love Tauren's. Torsten's a card that I've been really interested in running. It's just so expensive, and I need to have the right reanimator list to run it, but I really like it. 5 green, a white, 7/7. When it enters, reveal the top 7 cards of your hand. Put any number of creatures or lands from them into your hand. Ridiculous. When it dies, create 7 1/1 soldiers. Yeah, so it just replaces your hand with a ton of shit, and then will replace itself with 7 soldiers. It's really good. If you can cheat that into play, you're looking pretty okay. You know, I might swap out Tadius for Halea. Yeah, I think that's actually a really good switch out. Tadius for Halea is perfect. Toski's amazing. Voice of Resurgence, one of my favorite cards ever printed. Wall of Mourning, some good white card draw. Nice Anthem. Nice removal. Nice removal. Nice anthems and board buffs. Nice card search, and double the amount of 1/1 counters you put on stuff, sure. Inspiring Calls will draw us a card for the 1/1 counters on our creatures. This will destroy a creature and give us 1/1s equal to its power. Ruinous Intrusion will give us 1/1s equal to the artifact or enchantment we destroy's converted mana cost. Good removal, good removal, good removal. Land base. Good mana ramp. Good board wipe. Collective Effort is one of my favorite removal spells to run right now. And Swallow Whole. 1 white as an additional cost to cast the spell. Tap an untapped creature. Exile target tapped creature. Put a 1/1 counter on the creature you tapped to play this. Ooh, I need one of these. I need a Swallowed Whole in Arna. That's really, really good in a token deck. Are you kidding me? And then we're considering all these, which is fair. Let me get my Arna deck and see if I have any suggestions out of there, because I really like this. And that's my token list. Where did I put my deck boxes? They're not in here. What do I do with my decks? What do I do with my decks, boys? Oh, there's one of them. But is that the one I need? Probably not. No, it is not. What do I do with my decks? Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Ugh. Ugh. That was probably super pretty. That was super pretty to watch. Okay. Why is my screen doing this? There we go. I found it. Okay. Which one of you is Arna? That's Taval. Arna. Okay. So. Let me see. I definitely have suggestions. I 100% have suggestions. Just give me 1 second to get a little look-see here. Oh. Oh. I've got you, LJL. LJL. I've got you, my guy. I've got you with some spicy Addertons. Oh, yeah. I've got you, my guy. Okay. Here we go. I've got 4 suggestions. Requisition Raid is first, okay? 1 white for Spree. Pay an additional 1 to destroy target artifact. Pay an additional 1 to destroy target enchantment. Pay an additional 1 to put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Great removal. You could pay 4 mana to destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, and put a 1/1 counter on your whole board, which is an insane going rate. It can act as just a buff, just removal. One of my favorite cards. Insane. Requisition Raid is in considering. Oh, yeah, my bad. Let me check your considering before I make myself look like a fucking idiot. Requisition Raid is in considering. Of course, idiot. Okay. My other 3 or not. Feldar Retreat. Turns all your lands either into a 2/2, or it puts a 1/1 counter on your whole board and gives them Vigilance. The Vigilance is insane because you're going to have a beefy board, so now they're open for blockers. The 1/1 counters, insane. Making tokens gives you more bodies, so you can have more chance of getting Coven. Feldar's Retreat, fantastic. Definitely suggest that. Duty Beyond Death is another one my cousin suggested that I think is fantastic, and it would work really well in here. 1 and a white for an instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sack a creature. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Board-wide protection, 1/1 counters on your whole board. This deck, it seems pretty easy to be able to sack a creature. You have a lot of small stuff. It's an insane protection spell. It's a very good spell. It's been putting in absolute work. Okay, and then my number 1 suggestion, because I've started running this card, and it is doing work for me, and it's extremely cheap. For 43 cents, Horn of the Mark. 2 for a legendary artifact. Whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack a player, look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal a creature card, and put it into your hand. This is for each player. So if you swing 2 creatures at one player, 2 at another, 2 at another, you're looking at 15 cards and getting 3 creatures, which is insane. In Arna, the amount of times when I played this card twice, and the amount of times that I got to look at 15 cards and just be like, oh, best creature from all of these just for swinging with tokens, I'll do that, and then drop them the next turn. Insane. Horn of the Mark, absolutely busted card. Like actually one of the most overperforming cards I've ever seen. I started running it, absolutely love it. I don't know why it looks like that right now. My Horn of the Mark's looking a little funky right now, but that's okay. Absolutely love this card. Been a blast to run. I think those 3 would be bangers in this list. Like Nesting Dovehawk is one, but that's like pretty pricey. Let me just take one more look-see through and make sure there's nothing else that I could. Skrelv's Hive is another one that I like a lot. You've already got Mikaeus in there. Dawn of a New Age isn't a bad removal spell. Yeah, it's the keyframing from the OBS background, 100%. It's picking up like that same color gray on the card. Horn of the Mark is awesome, but surprisingly this deck doesn't attack very much. Oh, that's fair. If you don't attack very much, that's fair. Submit for review. Hell yeah, Yorsum. It's the keyframe. Yeah. I already read that. Oh, Reluctant Role Model. Run this. That would be great in here. Be really good in this deck. 1 and a white 2/2. At the beginning of your second main phase, put a 1/1 counter, a flying counter, or a lifelink counter on Reluctant Role Model. Whenever Reluctant Role Model or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on another creature. This is fantastic. Like, because I don't have money for the Ozolith, because it's just so pricey. So I just picked up a Reluctant Role Model, and it's like it's doing work. It actually is extremely, extremely good. So. The frames look fire. Thank you, Tyler. I need you to choose between 2 decks. Which one I submit for review? LOL. I can't decide. All right, give me the 2 choices in chat. I'll pick one. Tyler, are you available to watch something after this? While I'm eating cold garlic bread? Reluctance, very good. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's the guy. Cosma Grand Zenith. That my brother traded me. Oh, incredibly good. Oh, what about Unbreakable Formation? Is that in your considering? That'd be another good one. Give your creatures indestructible, but if you played it on your main, give them a 1/1 counter and vigilance as well. 49 cents. Good card. Good card, good card, good card. And like keeping yourself open seems really good. Actually, you might even consider throwing in a couple of those cards I suggested that give your board indestructible and give them a 1/1 counter. And then add like a few board wipes in here. Because that could just be another play. Is just board wipe, make your board indestructible, buff them up, come back to you, bash everyone's face. If it's as good as Epic, it's very good. I think you'll like it. I don't really like that many board wipe saves anymore. I think I'd rather just do Duty Beyond Death than Unbreakable Formation. That's fair, actually. I like Zeroth Yorsim. Zeroth. Or Zoroth. I don't know why my throat is so dry today. It's insane. Zerzoth? Is that what you said? Oh, it is what you said. 2 and a red, 2/3. Whenever an opponent draws their first card each turn, if it's not their turn, you create a 1/1. Ooh, Zerzoth's cool. I guess it's not anything to do with the deck, but he is cool. And then the lands. Again, I think Karn's Bastion would be good in this deck. Just a land that can proliferate for 4. I think that's a clear option for this one. Let's think. What else would be good? What about what's the anthem that lets you reanimate? It's got multi-kicker. Multi-kicker, Oracle, creatures, type enchantment. Yeah, Martial's Anthem. Boom. Martial's Anthem would be great. 2 and 2 white. Multi-kicker for 1 and a white. Creatures you control get 1/1. Whenever Martial's Anthem enters, return up to X creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the number of times it was kicked. So, anything gets killed, you can just bring it back with this and then like refill the thing. It actually seems really good. Okay, it's between Zerzoth and Titania, Protector of Argoth, for the 2 decks that Yorsim wants to submit. Okay, so Zerzoth was the little demon guy that we just saw. 2 and a red, 2/3. Whenever an opponent draws their first card each turn, if it's not their turn, you create a 1/1 devil. It seems really good. Whenever one or more devils you control attacks, 1 or more players, you and that player draw a card and discard a card at random. Ooh, okay. And then Titania. Which one? Which Titania was it? Protector of Argoth. Ooh, I like this one. 3 and 2 green when Titania enters, return target land from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whenever a land you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, create a 5/3 green elemental creature token. Okay, so I think Zerzoth would be a more interesting deck, but on a personal opinion, I want to see Titania more, because I love Titania. She was one of my favorite commanders that ever came out. She's so interesting to me. Mono green is a really fun color that I used to love to play. I don't play that many mono decks anymore. My vote's Titania. I think Titania is really, really fun. Titania does work. I got the new Jund Precon, and my girlfriend has a Hazazon deck, and they're amazing in both. I bet, dude. Honestly. Wait. Hazazon. Who's Hazazon? Hazazon. Oh, he's the desert guy. Yikes. Yeah, that seems really good in Hazazon. Jeez. Zerzoth and Titania are both very dear decks to me. Hell yeah, dude. I vote Titania, but submit them both. We'll get around to both of them. But Titania is the definite first one we're going to do. I really like Titania. She's just a fun deck. I really enjoy her. Like, a lot. As a card, she's so fun to look at. Like, she just has cool-ass art. Sorry. Something stuck in my throat. All right. I think that's it for the night, boys. I got to take a really massive leak. Take my medicine. I'm going to link up with my brother. We're going to watch some shit after this. Super fun night. I hope you guys had a good night. It ended a little bit earlier. I was hoping to end around 10, but it's like 9:40. But I really hope you guys enjoyed these deck reviews. We're going to be doing another 2, hopefully 3 next Friday. Tonight I just wanted to do some stuff with my brother. But LJL and Need a Fourth. I hope you guys both found some useful stuff for your decks. I hope this was at all worth it. If you could say it was in the chat, maybe other people would submit their decks, become channel members, Patreon members, submit their decks for the Friday Night Deck reviews. You can get some card suggestions on the list. You can fill out what you're wanting from these reviews, so you can pretty much get anything. Cards taken out, cards added, powered down, powered up, anything like that. So if you're interested in that, check out the links down in the description. Hope you guys had a fun stream. I had a good time. I always love going live with you guys. LJL, you're the man, dude, and I really appreciate you. It was good seeing you, LJL. It was good seeing you, Yorsum. It was good seeing you, Loafsteimer, thank you for becoming a Lotus Seed. That is super fucking cool. Tyler Derwin, what's up, my guy? I already said Yorsum, but we'll say it a second time. Yorsum. Grayson Mionis, you're the OG, by the way. Thank you for shouting out the One Piece thing, and I assume you sent me the One Piece link. I see your name lit up. I'm assuming you sent me the One Piece link. Riso. Thank you for checking out. I've seen your name one other time, Riso, in live stream. It's good to see you again, my guy. TS Snides 28. Is that how you say that? Good to see you, dude. I haven't seen you in the chat before, so it's awesome to see some new names. Just making sure I get everybody. Red Cabbage, of course, the dude. Riso, LJL, Yorsum, Red Cabbage. I think that's everybody. No, Master Shouter. I don't think I read your thing. Just to know if I subscribe, my deck will be reviewed today or in the next few days. Oh, that was the guy that said that. Master Shouter. Thank you for joining. Mitch Burrens. Thank you for joining, my guy. LJL upgraded their freaking thing. Thank you. That's insane. You no need to do that, but thank you very much. You're insane at your support. That's crazy. Estix Side Quest, thank you for coming in. Michael Meyer, thank you for stopping by. And that's everybody. Thank you, LJL. That's super fucking nice. Just call me Snides. No, my current deck is a unsupported tribal deck, and I know it's a mess. LOL. LJL, it's worth it. LJL, you're such a good guy. I really appreciate that. Hell yeah, guys. Well, another successful live stream. I really appreciate all you guys. You guys are, like, insanely supportive, honestly. The fact that the 2.5 hour long video has 10K views on it already is blowing me away. So thank you guys a ton on all that shit. I will see you guys for the stream on... What day is it today? Friday? Tomorrow? I think I go live tomorrow. No, Sunday and Wednesday. So I'll see you Sunday. Day after tomorrow. For another live stream. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. This is a fun stream. You guys always make my day. So I will see you guys on Sunday. Go check out the Lotus Precon over on the channel if you want to make a deck, or if you want to spend your next $45 to $50 instead of on like a Wizards of the Coast Precon. Pick up one of the precons we make. You can check out the channel. We have a new Jolly Balloon Man Boros energy build for under $50 that has been extraordinarily powerful. So if you want to check that out, need a budget deck to build, I got you. Anyway, with that, I will talk to you guys on Sunday. Thank you guys so much.